What property strategies do you see having the most long-term potential?
There's probably 101 key strategies. How do we cut that down to something nice and simple and manageable for most investors? So, good old-fashioned. Ideally, you want to be buying below market value, where there is demand. There always has to be demand. So, buy, refurb, and flip for cash. So that's a way of generating chunks of money. And that would be, I guess, traditional houses or flats. Or actually, same again, you buy, you refurb, and you refinance so you can hold. And the goal would be to leave the least amount of money as possible in the project when you've refinanced. And then we come back to the figure that we talked about earlier. What's your return on cash? Can you get, in my world, hopefully a 10% return on your money? You may be happy with 5.
Yeah.
The area I see growth, we also talked about the risk with HMO and possible council tax banding. So the workaround there would be create posh bedsits, self-contained units.
Yeah.
So actually the landlord is not liable for any of the utilities, they're not liable for council tax. You may not make as much, but if you have the best, and I mean, when I say bedsit, it's a self-contained unit.
Studios,
a studio,
apartment,
absolutely. So micro apartments. I know there's been a lot of success. There's a chap called Martin Skinner in London who's done this. Really, really successful in Croydon. And I'm sure the same in the North East, North West and the Midlands. And so I see that as being a really big growth area. Office-to-resi conversions, still, I know a lot of investors. But one of the questions I raise there is, actually, if we convert where we are today, there's, car parks have been turned into offices, into residential.
Yeah.
What happens in 5 to 10 years when now all of these flats have occupants who need jobs? We'll need more office space. So I would be looking 5-10 years ahead, thinking, is there an opportunity for office space?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
big one.
so not necessarily next year, but you asked about long-term potential.
Yeah, thank you for that.
The other one would be looking at niche markets. So it might be, kids who are in care. Can you help them go through that transition period? I experienced that myself when I was younger. So you're 17, 18 years of age, you've been in some form of institution or with a foster family, and now you've got to go and live in the big bad world. And are there ways of being able to create accommodation that solves those needs? So always a big fan of being a niche player.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, those are some of the key ones that I would be focusing on.